So now we are going to discuss about the fourth topic, which is transpiration.
Okay.
So transpiration is nothing but the evaporative loss of water through stomata. Okay. So these stomata are generally open at daytime and they are closed during the night time. Okay. So what makes these stomata to open and close? It is the turgidity. Okay, turgidity is nothing but the water content.
Guard cells?
Yeah, guard cells.
Like a bean-like structure.
Okay. So these guard cells open and close the cells. Due to what need? Due to what? Why these guard cells open and close?
Because of transpiration.
Because of transpiration occurs. Why it opens and closes?
The water should not evaporate always.
Because the water content in the stomata. Okay. So if water content is more in the guard cells, it is known as turgid condition. So if it is more, it opens
To transpirate everything. If it is less, it will close.
Yeah. The structure itself will allow them to open. If the water is more, it is turgid. If the cell is turgid, the structure itself will allow them to open. Okay. So the inner walls of these guard cells, which is facing towards the upper pore, stomatal pore, is generally thick and elastic. Okay. And the outer walls are, which is facing towards the subsidiary cells, are thin. So automatically when water fills up these guard cells, the thin walls, right, they just expand themselves. So therefore it leaves a pressure at the center called stomatal pore. So the inner walls towards the pore is thick and elastic. If the stomata, if the guard cells have high turgid is high water content.
Yeah, the water is in the stomata.
Stomata open and loose turgid, stomata closes. Okay, when they lose water, the stomata automatically closes. So opening of stomata is also aided by the orientation of microfibrils. Okay.
Can you explain microfibrils?
Microfibrils, yes, microfibrils in the cell walls of guard cells. So cell walls of guard cells like this, these are microfibrils. These are oriented radially. Okay, radially they are oriented in order to open the guard cells. In order to allow them to open the guard cells, they support them to open. Okay, these radial microfibrils. And in as we saw in dicot, the leaf is dorsiventral leaf. So that means the stomata are present more at the lower surface of the leaf. And in monocots, the stomata are present in the
we already studied in the first chapter.
We saw this in anatomy of flowering plants.
Anatomy.
So this transpiration is affected by temperature, light, humidity and wind speed externally. Okay, external conditions.
Internal conditions.
Internal conditions, it is affected by number of stomata present in leaves or plant. Percentage of open stomata, so how much open stomata are present. Water status of the plant, if water is present.
Is it high turgid or loose turgid?
Okay. And canopy structure, what is the structure of the plant? Whether it is exposed to sunlight or whatever.
If the leaf is rolled like that, we saw the grass type of.
So these are all internal conditions affected by internal conditions. Transpiration is affected. So this is about transpiration. So next we will see about transpiration of pull. Pull, what occurs the movement of water from the stem to the leaves. Okay. So here this transpiration pull.
Okay.
We have already seen that this transpiration pull is cohesion, tension, transpiration force. So what is cohesion, tension, adhesion and everything? So we are going to see about here. Okay. So here cohesion is nothing but mutual attraction between water molecules. Mutual attraction. Adhesion is nothing but attraction of water molecules to polar surfaces. Polar surfaces is nothing but the xylary element surfaces. The xylary element, no. For example, tertiary element. So it attracts with the surface of that element and between water molecules. Okay. So what is surface tension? Surface tension is nothing but water molecules are attracted to each other in liquid phase. Okay, or more than the gaseous phase. Okay, they attract more in liquid phase more than gaseous.
Like dewdrops are in liquid phase. The leaves.
Dewdrops.
Yeah, that was liquid phase, right?
Yeah, that
Like
dewdrops
that is
also
also
like
liquid phase.
liquid phase is nothing but watery phase.
Yeah, that's it.
So surface tension water molecules are attracted to each other in liquid phase than in water phase. Okay. So here with these only the water is moved up at 3. Okay. So here mutual attraction between water molecules. If one water moves up, the other water attacks to it and to the walls. It attracts to the walls, it attracts to the water molecules and walls and water molecules. So like that the process goes on. Okay. And since the surface tension between water molecules is greater in the liquid phase, so it attracts more than gaseous phase. So this is what the reason for water to travel from the stem to the leaves, to the under of the stem, from roots to the upper part of the plant leaves. Okay. So this increases tensile strength. Tensile strength is nothing but the attaching capability of the water molecules with themselves. And capillarity is nothing but the raising of water molecules. Since you know that transpiration, due to transpiration the water molecules evaporate. So as the water molecules evaporate from the leaf, it also attaches with the other molecules which are beneath it. So that molecule, when it is going up, it attaches to the other molecule. Yeah, it is like that one. So as water evaporates through stomata, pulling of water takes place molecule by molecule into the leaf from xylem. Okay, from xylem to the leaf. So low concentration of water vapor in the atmosphere. So compared to the leaves and to the capillaries, compared to the leaves and the capillaries, the water vapor, the concentration of water vapor is lower in the atmosphere. Okay. Lower in the atmosphere compared to the stomatal cavity and intercellular spaces. So therefore, by diffusion, water travels from higher concentration to lower concentration. So from the stomata and the intercellular spaces to the atmosphere. So this results in the water movement as vapors. So therefore the water molecules are attracted. Okay, so this is the reason the water is moved from the stem, from the under down of the stem to the leaves, to the upper part of the plant. Okay. So next we will see transpiration and photosynthesis. What is the relation between transpiration and photosynthesis? Okay. So now we are going to see transpiration and photosynthesis. So and the photosynthesis is nothing but is just a term. So what we are going to see is transpiration. What all purposes does transpiration do? What all uses does transpiration give? We are going to see. So this transpiration gives more than one purpose. Okay, not only the evaporation of water from roots to leaves and leaves to atmosphere. It does also some other functions like for absorption and transport of water and minerals. For absorption itself, transpiration is main purpose. We need transpiration for absorption and transport of water and minerals. Why we need transpiration for transport of water and minerals from root?
For absorption.
Yeah, for absorption. Why we need for absorption transpiration?
We need transpiration to absorb this.
Transpiration and absorption does not have any link between them. Since this transpiration occurs, the water molecules, it just because of adhesion and cohesive tenses, these water molecules move from the root. Okay, they molecule one by one. So these molecules move from the down parts of the tree to the upper parts of the stem. Okay. So here we need transpiration for absorption and transport of water and minerals.
Okay.
So through transpiration only these roots absorb and they transport water and minerals. Okay. It is linked by molecule, where a molecule in the root also it is absorbed. Okay, up to 130 meters it can show its pressure. 130 meters. It can show its tensile strength up to 130 meters. Okay. So this transpiration is also needed for water to perform photosynthesis. So by transpiration only we can get water for photosynthesis. And by transpiration leaves cool. Okay, it cools down leaf surfaces up to 10 to 15 degree Celsius. Okay, and it maintains shape and structure of plants. Okay, by the stomatal pore and this opening and closing, it maintains a very good shape and structure of plants by this transpiration. Okay, so this is about transpiration and their uses. Okay, so in photosynthesis also this transpiration plays a very good role, which we will be seeing in the upcoming chapters. Okay, photosynthesis in iron plants, we will be seeing what transpiration does in plants. Okay, in photosynthesis what it role does. So next we are going to see going to the fifth topic, which is uptake and transport of mineral nutrients. Okay. So now we are going to see the first subtopic under uptake and transport of mineral nutrients.
Okay.
So uptake of mineral ions. How mineral ions are uptaken by roots to the plant. So all minerals cannot passively pass through roots.
Okay.
Why? It has two reasons. Minerals occur in soil as charged particles. They have some charge like K plus, like that they have Na plus, like that they have some charged particle, and they cannot move across a membrane because they have some charge. And then concentration of minerals in the soil is usually lower than the concentration which are present in the roots. Okay. So in the soil, the concentration of minerals are less than the concentration of minerals present in the roots.
Okay.
How can you say that one? Because roots have very small size.
Yeah.
In that small size, they occupy much of the minerals. But soil it is a vast area. They have more minerals, but if you take the size of the root, they will be having low minerals in that particular part compared to the roots of the plants.
Okay.
So therefore, these minerals which are present in the soil is usually lower than the minerals present in the roots. So therefore, it cannot be passively taken up by the roots. So therefore, active absorption is necessarily done here for some ions.
Okay.
Active absorption is nothing but the active transport with the use of energy and ATP. We have seen in the last lesson also, we have discussed in the starting of this lesson also. So here it undergoes active absorption. Okay, with the use of energy, it pumps the ions into the cells. Okay, with proteins which are present in the membrane. So these ions, we cannot say all the ions are only actively absorbed or all the ions are only passively absorbed. Some can both. These ions are both active and passive transport. Okay, they are both. They can be both actively absorbed and both passively transported. Okay. So here we saw that in endodermal cells there are suberin present as Casparian strips. So what do they do for the transport of these ions into the cells of them? So they have many transport proteins in them.
Many transport
proteins.
Like we saw
embedded,
proteins. Okay.
embedded in their plasma membrane. Okay, so these endodermal cells act as control points. They can decide which ions, this ions I need, this ions cannot, I don't need. So they act as control points. So they allow specific quantity and specific ions only into the endodermal cells. So plants adjust the quantity and types of solutes that reach the xylem. Okay, so they can adjust the quantity and they can adjust what are the minerals they want, and they can adjust the solutes that reach the xylem. Okay, so this is the uptake of mineral ions. So these 2 points are very, very important. Okay, they are present as charged particles, and the concentration of minerals in the soil is lower than the concentration of minerals present in the roots. So these two are very, very important. For why it is very, very important to define this sentence. It is not all the ions are not all minerals cannot be absorbed passively present. So it is because these 2 points. Okay, these two are very important, and the endodermal cells have endodermal cells are known as control points here due to transport proteins. That was also very important. Okay. So now we will go to the next subtopic. Okay, which is translocation of mineral ions.
Translocation of mineral ions.
So now we are going to see how the translocation of mineral ions is done from the lower parts of the stem or root to to the upper parts of the stem. So we saw that the mineral ions are translocated from the root hairs to the middle of root. Now we are going to see from the root to the upper parts of the stem.
Okay.
So here this is further transport of ions up the plant is by transpiration stream. It also occurs by transpiration stream. Okay. So transpiration we have already seen by cohesion tension process. Through that these mineral ions are also translocated by them only. Okay. So what is chief sinks? Do you know what is sink and source? Source and sink. So source is nothing but where it is produced or where it is absorbed.
Okay.
And sink is nothing but where that substances have to reach. That is known as sink. Okay. So for example, if you take a fan, you put a switch. So that is source, because the electricity is coming from the switch, coming from the point.
Coming from the main point to the
Generally it comes there. So that is source. Source, there are many enormous amount of electricity. So from there it reaches and gives us air from the top. So that is sink. We need here. So it is coming here. Okay, so that is sink. Source is the production or it is absorbing to give to some other place. So that is sink. Okay.
It is like ordering something on
Yeah.
that. Okay.
So the chief sinks, likewise the mineral ions, source of mineral ions are generally soil. But if you take a plant, the source of mineral ions in plant are roots, because it is absorbing.
Okay.
So that is the source. And where are the sinks? Sinks are
Other parts of the plant.
so apical and lateral meristems.
That is why
So the apical meristem and the
lateral
lateral meristem. Okay. So here the elements which are readily mobilized. So here there are two kinds of elements which are readily mobilized, which are immobilized. Mobilized.
When coming from the source, it will be ready and coming.
No. That will be coming. But mobilized and immobilized are different terms. Okay, mobilized are elements which are mobilized. They can move. Okay, they can move from, like for example, if you take readily mobilizing elements. Okay, so at autumn season and spring season, there are many leaves which are falling out from the plant.
Yeah.
So the leaves do not have any minerals. They have some. They have only few minerals. They don't have many minerals. Where will the minerals that minerals go? So that minerals are readily mobilized from the older parts to the newer parts.
Okay.
From older parts
To grow.
yes, from
Okay.
older to new stems. So that is readily mobilized elements. But some elements cannot move. They will be in the same position, like calcium. So this calcium is immobilized. It is immobilized. Okay, it is immobilized element. Okay. Okay. So it cannot be mobilized. It cannot be remobilized. So mobilized are nothing but they can move. They can move and sit in the place.
Immobilized means it cannot.
They cannot. Wait. So mobilized means they move and sit in a place. Remobilized means from where they will go to the another place. That is remobilized. Okay. So immobilized means they cannot go to the other place. They will be in the same place. So for example, it is calcium. Elements which are readily remobilized are phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen and potassium.
Okay.
So these elements can easily move from older parts to younger stems and new parts of the plant. Okay. So here, so this is about minerals generally. So some materials, okay, some materials are exchanged between xylem and phloem. We cannot say a particular material. So some water and some food materials are exchanged between xylem and phloem. So we cannot say particularly that xylem transports only organic material, phloem transports only inorganic material. We cannot say like that. Xylem transports water, phloem transports food materials and some inorganic materials also. Inorganic materials are food. Okay. So xylem are transporting water, mineral ions and everything. So there is some exchange between the xylem and phloem. Sometimes from water, a little amount of water is exchanged from xylem to phloem, like that. So we cannot say accurately it is only for this function, it is only for this function, we cannot say. So whenever the plant needs whatever, it can absorb from xylem or phloem. Okay. So next we are going to the next topic, which is phloem transport.
The last
Okay.
topic.
No. So now we are going to see the sixth topic.
Okay.
Phloem transport.
Phloem transport.
Yes. Phloem transport is simply transport of food materials and other inorganic substances from source to sink. Okay. So source to sink we have already discussed in mineral ions. So source is the production area and sink is the required area. So what is the source and sink with respect to phloem? With respect to food materials in plant.
That we are going to study now? Or?
No, I am asking you. So source is nothing but generally the production area. So it is done in leaves. Okay, leaves does photosynthesis and prepare food materials. So it acts as source. Okay, and sink is that other parts of the plant, like roots, stems, and other branches and everything. So here, so this is what is that source to sink, how it is flowing from source to sink. So we cannot definitely say phloem. We cannot definitely say that source of the phloem is the leaves. Why? Because in some plants in the autumn season or some plants in the spring season, they do not have any leaves. All the leaves will be weathered off. So at that time the source will be the root part. The root acts as source.
Okay.
So when these plants have leaves at a particular time, and at a particular time they will weather off. So when they have leaf at a particular time, the source is considered to be the leaf part.
Okay.
Only the product it changes, it varies according to phloem. So from leaves the food is transported to roots and it is stored there. And whenever needed, whenever these leaves weather off, the roots act as source.
The roots acts as source.
And the other parts above the shoot parts acts as sink. Okay. So according to phloem, since the condition of source varies, it can be leaves or roots, it is varying. So it is varying here. So here the phloem is known as bidirectional. Since the source is varying and this alternative, it can be leaves or it can be roots. Because root also stores food materials, it also transports. So here it is bidirectional with respect to phloem. But with respect to xylem, it is unidirectional because xylem, water are always transported from roots or leaves, roots to the stem. Always it is like that only. But here phloem it is not like that. Sometimes leaf and sometimes roots. Okay. So here source and sink differs at phloem. So phloem is bidirectional, whereas xylem is unidirectional. So that is very important. We are coming to the subtopic under this one. The pressure flow or mass flow hypothesis. This is nothing but the flow of food materials or the nutrients have a specific sequence. So this flow, how it is flowing, how the food materials are flowing from the leaf to roots or roots to leaf, how the process or mechanism is known as mass flow or bulk flow hypothesis. Pressure flow or mass flow hypothesis. Okay. So here generally we see mostly in all plants the source acts as a leaf part only. So glucose is prepared at source. Glucose is prepared by the leaves through photosynthesis, and this glucose is converted to sucrose, which is a disaccharide, which is a disaccharide with 2 sugar components. So it is converted to sucrose. Glucose is converted to sucrose at the source, at the leaves. So after it is converted to sucrose, this sucrose travels to the companion cells. Companion cells is a kind of a phloem cell. So it travels to companion cells. We have seen it does not have nucleus. The functions of companion cells are controlled by the nucleus of sieve tube cells, which are present adjacent to this companion cells. Okay. So those cells only controls the functions of companion cells. Okay. So here after reaching the companion cells, automatically the sucrose from the companion cells enters into sieve tube cells through active transport. Okay. Through active transport is the use of energy ATP. So through that they flow into sieve tube cells. Okay. So after entering into sieve tube cells, since the sucrose concentration is more in the sieve tube cells, it is hypertonic condition. Hypertonic, where the surrounding cells will be having a more concentration. So here, since it is hypertonic, the loading at hypertonic condition, water from adjacent xylem, water from nearby xylem to this sieve tube cells, water from nearby xylem, which is coming up to the stem. So this water moves through the phloem through osmosis. Okay. So that's what we have studied in the, we said in the last session that phloem xylem can exchange their material. So here it is an example that water from xylem moves to phloem through osmosis. Okay. So here again, after moving, after the water enters the phloem, the food materials start to flow from higher concentration to lower concentration where the pressure is low at the root regions and other parts of the stem and plants. So here when they are loaded there, by active transport again these sucrose particles which are present at the lower plants of the roots still in the phloem and the other plants of branches and everything, other plants of other parts of plant except the leaves. So these sucrose are transported again, actively transported to the sink wherever it needs food or to convert into energy. Wherever it needs these sucrose,
Wherever required,
it transports through active transport. Okay, it is known as active. Energy is required. So this is the mechanism of pressure flow or mass flow hypothesis. Okay, can you understand? First, glucose is prepared. It is converted into sucrose. It enters to companion cells and the C-tube cells to active transport. And after loading at the C-tube cells, since it is hypertonic condition, the water from the adjacent xylem moves into the phloem, and after that it moves
by active transport required energy and it is sent to the required place where it is required.
Yeah, where it is required it is transported. Before that it is generally first it transports to the within the phloem itself. Within the phloem it is transported to roots wherever the phloem are there. From phloem it is transported to active transport to the other parts, cortical cells, endodermal cells, like that. To other parts it is transported to active transport. Okay. So this is the subtopic under this. So it can be explained by girdling experiment. So this is the experiment where you give a vertical cut to the plant. Okay. What horizontal cut, you will be seeing a vertical section, vertical view of the plant, where if you cut like this, the down parts, which is the root section, there will be a lake, and the upper part, the shoot section, it prepares the food and it flows through here. So this part becomes bulged. Which part? The shoot part. The leaves are present in the stem, half stem is there, no? That one is bulged. So this explains that the sucrose is traveling here and it cannot move downwards. Cannot move downwards and it is bulged. It needs to move because since we have cut it, it cannot go. So therefore it is bulged at the end. So this experiment explains us that the food materials travels through the leaves to the root in this experiment. Okay. So with this the chapter ends. Transport in plants. Okay.
Thank you for watching.
Please subscribe to our channel and please click the bell icon which is nearby. And if you have any doubt, please leave them in the comment section. Thank you.
Thank you. Kritika signing off.